What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Playmaker Wave with the playbook. Hoping you have a great day, morning, or evening. And y'all read the title, man. How to predict reversals. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I appreciate you giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button. We post weekly videos like this, but we also post weekly trade breakdowns, weekly stock analysis of plays, as well as weekly crypto and altcoin analysis of plays. And most importantly, we live stream live trade every day, London session 3 a.m. EST on this very same channel. So we're not your typical trading channel or your typical investment channel. We show you how to both make money on the front end as well as on the back end, meaning how to make both active as well as passive income when it comes to these charts and when it comes to investing. You can see here we're currently in these positions, and as you can see here, there's no cap in our wrap. We was going for sells, then we went for the reversal back to the upside, and we've been riding this wave all week, literally all week. Literally, we're going to the advanced play signal. We can see that as well. It's eating very good off GU this week, and we're eating right now as well in real time. So in this video, like I said, we're going to break down how to predict reversals, because one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to trading and investing is that price is just randomly doing things or is controlled by the bears versus bulls. But what I'm about to show you is that there's literal rules and script that price has to follow. And once you understand how to read the charts and the rules of the uptrend and the rules of the downtrend, and when you stick to the playbook, you'll be able to understand what's happening at all times. And naturally, every week in the free signal free Telegram, again, I drop the Sunday chart analysis at the beginning of every week. The Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. If you literally check out this week's Sunday chart analysis, you'll see that I talked about GU buys as well as other charts and other analysis, and they've been going as projected literally all week. And most of the charts literally go as projected the entire week from the Sunday chart analysis. You can, again, everything's data time to document it. You can literally just check out and verify this stuff for yourselves. But like I said, y'all, we're sticking to the playbook. Everything I'm breaking down right now is the rules that I figured out and learned the hard way on my own, and I wrote them down and broke them down in the price action technical analysis playbook. It works on stocks, forex, options, and crypto. Master the charts, master the markets. All right, this goes with the rules of the uptrend, rules of the downtrend, rules of reversals, rules of consolidation. I have little picture examples. If you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you'll see me post about this all the time. I literally give y'all homework. I break things down literally candlestick by candlestick, how the charts work. I'm going to prove to you right now that this playbook is the real deal. So why did we go for buys here? How did I know to go for buys? And how did we know price was going to reverse? First thing we have to do in order to understand why price is doing what it's doing right now, we got to go back in time to see what took place beforehand. One thing I always tell the members and students is you look to the left, it's going to explain what's happening in the present and what could potentially happen in the future. So we can see right here, this was April 3rd. So this was 2 weeks before where we're at right now. So when we look at price right here, we can clearly see that we're in an uptrend, right? How do we know we're in an uptrend? Well, it's very simple. All you got to do is draw out an uptrend and draw out a downtrend. And when we do this, which one of these does price look the most like? The uptrend, right? And this is what I go over in the playbook as well. And this is very, very, very important. The charts are like a 1,000-piece puzzle, each candlestick being one piece to the puzzle. Do you think you can see the full picture with just one piece? No, which is exactly why identifying a single candlestick does not help you understand everything. Think about it. These patterns or candlesticks people point out, do they actually explain what price is doing or why it's doing it? No, they just say, when you see this, do this or do that, which is why it's so important to actually understand how the price works and not focus on a single candlestick. I'm going to show you why you don't want to focus on a single candlestick. So now that we know we're in an uptrend, what are the rules of the uptrend? In order for the uptrend to continue, we need to break past the previous high, which gives us a new higher high. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So I know some of y'all might be thinking right now, what does this have to do with reversals? What you have to understand is that rejections, reversals happen, but a reversal doesn't always mean the trend is going to change. So as long as price doesn't turn the support level into resistance and or make a lower low, we're still in an uptrend, still looking for buys. So what would be a reversal if we're in an uptrend? That would be if price breaks past the support level and shoots down, right? So let's hit the play button. So we see prices retesting this level here, but we also see this is a fat candlestick. So again, as long as we can maintain and hold this level as support, we're still in the uptrend. So boom, this is when the reversal took place. So how was we supposed to predict this reversal was happening? Again, we saw huge volume come to this candlestick after days and weeks of price struggling to make a new higher high and consolidating at this level. So again, price can only do one of two things, either go up or go down. So price is struggling to go up. There's a possibility that it might reject or retrace. Now, again, that doesn't mean you're in a downtrend yet, right? But this is when you would go into the smaller time frame before this took place. And you will be seeing that when price retraced here, this is also why I don't breakout trade. And why I always tell somebody want to wait for a retest confirmation. You will see that when price came here, it failed to hold this level as support, retested, failed to hold that support again. And this would have showed you, since price was struggling to hold this level as support and break through these levels to the left, that there was some exhaustion to the upside, especially because again, we see super low volume in these candlesticks, right? So then after we saw that, that's when the reversal would have came into play here, right? Because again, we see price struggling to hold this level as support, then it broke below, held as resistance, pushed to the downside, right? But that's on the smaller time frame. On the bigger time frame, we do not see price holding this level as resistance yet, right? So again, this is why it's important to understand that reversals don't always mean the trend is going to change. So now I'm about to hit the play button and see if price is going to hold this level as resistance. Let's see. It failed to, right? So this is how you could predict this reversal coming to play. Because again, like we just pulled up, reversals and rejections happen, but reversal does always mean the trend is going to change. As long as price doesn't turn the support level into a resistance and or make a lower low, we're still in an uptrend and still only looking for buys. So we see here that price did not hold this level as resistance or make a lower low. So this is why I always, if you be watching my live streams of Sunday chart now, so I'll say this is reversal territory. Why do I say that's reversal territory? Because I understand the rules of price, right? That's also why I always say, but we still have bullish momentum, but we still have bearish momentum, but we're in reversal territory, because it's important to understand where we're at, but it's also important to understand the overall trend that we're in and stick to the playbook and understand the rules of price. So after price reversed up here, and again, this is literally what we did, right? So look at this date here. This is April 4th. We go to GBP/USD. We go here. We see here we was clearly going for buys. We had clearly bullish momentum. And by the way, y'all, if y'all follow me, I don't just strictly trade GU. So I'm not going to, so this is why I'm not taking every buy position or sell position, because I look at other charts. I don't just strictly trade GU, right? But we see here, this is April 7th, right here, April 4th. This is when that reversal happened, right? And then we see here, it rejected, but maintained on this level as resistance. And then the support level, as you can see here, turned into resistance, which is why we went for sales. But we see here that price failed to break this support level and treat it as resistance, failed again the next day, and then we see now that it's failing to even hold this level as resistance. So this is when I'd go back onto the bigger time frame and I would say, okay, this is a reversal. So the price is retracing. So now we're about to see if we can hold this level as resistance. Again, this is the 9th and the 10th of April. So when we go to the 9th, this is when we see here clearly that price struggled to hold this level as resistance. And this is when the reversal back to the upside came into play. And again, if y'all was here during these days, I was saying this during the live streams. Again, we go live every day, London session during the East on YouTube. And if you want to be one of those people in the comments about, oh, you're lying, just go to the live stream and you will hear me say this stuff. I gave you the dates. Go to the live stream. That's simple, right? So then price pushed back up to the upside. So let's hit the play button. And then we see price pushing up. And again, if you go to these live streams on Friday and Thursday, I literally talked about this, how price was reversing back up. It was looking for buys, right? And then you can see here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, yesterday, and today we've been going for buys. So again, Sunday, which was the 13th, we look right here. This was the 10th. This was Friday the 11th. So literally after this reversal, we knew to continue to look for buys. And then when we hit the play button, we see price continue to fly all week. So it's literally that simple, y'all. First, you got to understand is what trend we're in, because reversals happen in the uptrend as well as the downtrend. Then once you understand what trend we're in, that's when you pull out the playbook to see what's the rules of the uptrend, rules of the downtrend, rules of consolidation. And then that's when you know how to move accordingly. It's that simple, y'all. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Signal and free Telegram. Now, if you want to see some trade breakdowns, I do have a playlist titled Trade Breakdowns. So you want to see some step-by-step trade breakdowns, how I use the playbook to catch these setups, make sure to check out that playlist. Now, if you're interested in learning how to identify these levels, my Signal Service on Mentorship program, make sure to hit those links in the description, y'all. We just hit another TP, so I got to let the members and students know as well. But before you make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. Advanced Play Signal, we trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free Signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible setups going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this Signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York Price Watch List. And then of course you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes, or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now, I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now, all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now, I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the Advanced Play Signal Room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn, but then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long, but you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded and are an hour long, and they're sent to you same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.